everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're heading up the mountains. We're going to do some gold prospecting, and I want to show you guys exactly what the weather is kind of looking like here. So it looks like we're going to have some rain. You can see up here, it's definitely, they almost look like snow clouds. It's not calling for snow where I'm going. Yeah, I'll see you guys up the mountain. Hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so I'm walking down towards the creek from the road on the claim here. And as I was walking through, I noticed all these tree stumps. Old, rotted tree stumps, probably at least 100 years old. I mean, these things are they're basically driftwood at this point. So my guess is that these trees were cut down sometime in the late 1800s when they first were prospecting out here. The guy who gave me permission to prospect out here, he told me that there were prospectors out here back during the beginning of the gold rush, and then also again in the 1940s. Another artifact that I found as I was walking around. That's why I stopped, actually. I threw my stuff right here. I noticed this. An old can cut off on the bottom. And look at how the seam is right there. It looks like it was, I don't know. I'm not good at dating cans, but if you can tell me, if you can date this can for me, it was opened on the top with a can opener like that, a bottle opener, whatever they're called. And then the bottom of the can was opened like that. So there's definitely old artifacts out here. I do have my metal detector with me. That's going to be in a separate video. For now, I can hear the water over that way. We're just about at the creek, so we're going to go ahead and set up and see if I need my sluice box or not. It might be easier to just use the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. That's what I brought with me today. I also have the sluice box. It's way back up at the car, which is way up that way. And yeah, let's get set up. Alright, well, I'm here on the creek. I'm scouting around for a good spot to do my digging and prospecting. So I found this little gravel bar here. It kind of looks like obvious tailings though. You can see they're all kind of like, I mean, I could be wrong, but it sure does look like a tailing pile. You can see the light stuff under the water there. And right here what I'm standing on. So I think they may have been digging out of this spot here. Who knows? But anyway, I haven't found a decent spot to dig yet. I'm still scouting around. I dropped my pack and everything off over here. But here, you can see, I was looking at this big ripped up tree. Now, you're not supposed to dig under trees or damage anything, and this isn't my claim, so of course I wouldn't do that. Anyway, this spot here looks like it could be it's pretty promising. All these roots and moss and this deep dirt and everything, there certainly can be gold in there. So I might do a couple samples from there, just a couple test pans. But I'm going to continue working my way up the stream to see if we can locate a better spot to start digging. I'm going to leave my stuff here and just scout on foot for a while. It's kind of rough going through here. I think I spotted some surface gold. That'd be a first time ever. I'm actually pointing at it with the stick right now. It's at the tip of the stick right there. A little piece of, nope, it's mica. Never mind. Okay, so we're gonna take our first samples from this fallen down tree and see if we could find any color in it. Let's just pick a spot and test it out. Because I mean, it's all dusty and sandy, so I doubt it. But I mean, there are some small gravels in there and cobbles and stuff. We'll take a separate test pan right there too, just to see. But if there's significant color in here, I don't see any purpose in moving away. So let's break this up. It's gonna be all floaty and stuff. Yeah. We want to make sure we bust it all up because the gold's going to be hiding inside of it. Whew, this water is freezing. Extremely cold water. Yeah. I can see a little bit of color. I can see like 2 little flakes in there. Oh, 3. There's one right there. It's not a lot, but it's definitely worth digging deeper a little bit, checking out those gravels. That's the first test pan. We'll keep going. Yeah, 2 decent flakes in there. There's even some quartz in here, as you can see right there. That's good. So yeah, hopefully the audio is better this time around. I know for the past 2 months, ever since I got this new GoPro, the audio quality has been terrible. Okay, so as you can tell, hopefully the audio in this video is much better than the past about 2 months worth of videos. They were so bad because I've been using the GoPro stock microphone, just, you know, the one that's in the GoPro itself. They're really bad. So I went ahead and with the help of Patreon, all the supporters out there, I went ahead and I purchased a new audio system here on the camera, and I'll put a picture of it up here somewhere so you can see what it looks like. If anybody has questions on that or anything, I'll help you out. I might even make a video showing how I slap this thing together. But yeah, I want to give a big shout out to a new Major Credit Patreon supporter. That's Debbie Bauer. Thank you very much for the monthly donations. If anybody's interested in Patreon, it's basically a $1 per month donation, and there's a link in the description. With that $1, you get to see proprietary Patreon only videos over there. There's also different tiers. You could do the $5 a month, and that way you can see videos as they're uploaded that night. And then the $20 is the Major Credit Patreon. And those Major Credit Patreon supporters, they get their name at the end of the video in the credits and everything, and also a shout out like this. So thanks again to Debbie Bauer. I really appreciate it. Let's get back to digging. All right, let's pan this down. There's a little bit of quartz right there. What is that? That's interesting. Lots of bigger rocks in here. I didn't obviously classify it. I do have my classifier, but I'm just doing some quick test pans here. Those big rocks are, it's a bad idea to have big rocks when you're actually working, because that messes up the flow of the water. Okay, I don't even see any gold in that pan. All right, so I just did another test pan here in this side where there was some even bigger rocks, and I didn't find anything at all. So we found a couple flakes in there. That's no good. Let's find a different spot. Let's actually dig a hole and do some real prospecting here. But let's be smart about it. Let's find a spot that is worth digging. So we're just gonna take some straight from the stream bed here. Try to get down, straight down, just to see if there's anything here. Fill up the pan it out, and see if we should spend some more time here. Well, I guess I should classify it. I have a nice classifier. That'll just make the process a whole lot less painful. Nothing in that test pan either. Looks like we gotta move camp, I guess. All right, right here you can see how the water is moving nice and quick, and then it slows down right here. So that's probably where the gold's gonna drop out. So we're gonna go ahead along this underwater gravel bar right here, and we're gonna dig up some of this right here, just to do a test pan or two, just to see if there's anything that's worth digging here. I was told that they used to come up here on the weekends and find 1/8 of an ounce to 1/4 ounce of gold every weekend. So that's a huge amount of gold. My guess is they had a dredge in here or something like that. I'm not sure, but that's, you know, that's a lot of gold. Well, again, we're just finding a little tiny piece of flour gold. That's it. So there's mica and stuff floating around in there, but no gold yet. Okay. All right, let's do something else. Let's do a different idea. All right, so I absolutely want to check out this little spot here. Looks like a big pile of tailings, but we're gonna dig down a little bit and see if we can maybe find some gold in it. That'd be nice. So I'm just digging down right here. So you can see, this is where the tailings pile is. The water comes this way and then slows down right here. So that's where we're getting our dirt from. Check out the view. So we're down pretty deep right here. We're at least 2 feet down. So basically we're gonna pan a full bucket of this stuff just to see what's in it. All right, we're full. Let's go ahead and pan this thing down. No gold. Okay. I think we'll head up the river, do a few more test pans and see if we have any luck with it. All right, so we're gonna head upstream a little bit. When I was scouting around, I saw a couple boulders that were like halfway in the water there. I think we'll look for those and maybe dig behind them, do a test pan or 3, and then we'll move camp again. Still got snow on the ground. It's the middle of May. All right. Right there you can see one of those boulders I was talking about. This water's a little bit deep for me to cross with these boots on. Gonna have to find a better way across up here a bit. All right, right about here seems like a good spot. So we're just gonna get right behind this boulder, get a test pan, and see what we find. Okay, this stuff is like really muddy. It was all behind that rock. So we got to break this up as well. Huh. Again, no gold. Well, I'm really surprised that there's no gold that we're finding yet. I thought for sure we would find a whole bunch. It's possible that we're just getting unlucky pans every time. I only did maybe 5 or 6 test pans, and the only gold I found was over at that tree stump that was ripped up, and there was only 3 tiny little pieces of flour gold in there. So all right, so as you can see right here, we're on the inside bend of a creek, and right over here I found a nice little rocky area. It's all a low pressure zone, so if there's any gold in this river, it's gonna be here for sure. We're gonna find it here. This actually seems like a spot that you wouldn't have to sample. You would just go do it and start prospecting there. But we're gonna do a sample pan, see what we can get out of it. And then we'll drag our equipment over here if we find something. All right, here we go. This is from that spot right in there. There's a whole bunch of bigger rocks in there. I clean them all out by hand. We're just gonna spin it around and see if there's anything in there. Wow. Nothing. Not even a crumb. I am really surprised at that. That's kind of unbelievable. Well, I'm still determined. I'm not giving up yet. I think we're gonna go back to the original spot. See, that's why it's important to sample pan around, because, you know, I could have drug all my equipment over there for nothing, when really I only have a shovel and a pan. So now I know, back where we started by that uprooted tree, that had gold in it, so we're gonna stick to that spot. Nice little trail here. So here's what the plan's gonna be. We're gonna take the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket, we're gonna set it up here, which only takes a second. I have a couple other videos on the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. We're not gonna go into it, but if anybody's interested, there is a link in the description on where you can purchase one of these. We're gonna use my Arbor Fabricating classifier here. We're gonna get a whole bunch of material from the side of this tree. We're gonna classify it, and then we're gonna run everything that's already been classified through the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. That's gonna make it go a lot quicker. Oh yeah, I forgot to add a handful of rocks. In order for this Nugget Bucket to work correctly, you have to take a handful of rocks and you throw them in the bottom cup there, and that gives the gold somewhere to get trapped. So my guess is a lot of people are gonna be wondering why I'm using this and the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. Well, for one, this classifier is awesome, and it gets the job done really, really quick. And also, number two, the Nugget Bucket alone, the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket by itself, this classifier here that you're supposed to move back and forth, it's actually, it's plastic, you know? It's not the best in the world. I mean, if there was a version of this that was like, you know, made like this, that would probably be the best piece of gold prospecting equipment, portable prospecting equipment that you can get, like lightweight. The best part about this is I don't even have to bend down. So this way, when I pour it through the Nugget Bucket, there should be nothing to classify, so I don't have to keep stopping. Nice. So basically, if you haven't watched my other videos, the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket here kind of cancels out the need for a sluice box. You pour your pay dirt right into the top, and it automatically collects all of your concentrates into a little cup in the bottom there. See that? I ran almost this entire bucket, and there's nothing to classify. So the thing can work very easily. Didn't have to classify a thing. A little bit got stuck in that second classifier, but it went through. That's all of our heavies right there. All right, pen it down, see what we got. Man, I only see one little tiny flake. I'll zoom in for you right there. That's the only flake, which is more than what we found in other sample pans all over the place up here. Yeah, hopefully for the person who gave me permission to prospect here and come down to your claim and check it out for you. Man, I was gonna get you a bag of like pay dirt to go ahead and go through yourself. I thought, you know, I'd have a whole bunch, but man, there's not much gold that I'm finding. I looked in all the places where, you know, the gold normally would be found. Yeah, man, I wish I had better news for you. But, I mean, we only found probably 4 or 5 little tiny pieces of flour gold, man. You'll do way better at Arapahoe Bar, to be honest with you. However, I didn't dig all the way down to bedrock. I did not use a dredge. I only used a shovel and a pan. You know, a little Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. I mean, it's no different than what I normally use, you know. This is the stuff I normally go prospecting with, and I usually find a lot more gold. Yeah, so sorry, man. Sorry for the letdown. I didn't do anything differently than I normally do when I go prospecting. I just didn't find a lot of gold here. I found most of my gold in this first tree that I looked at. Hopefully you learned what you wanted to about your claim. I know you've never been out here before and you wanted me to scout it out for you. That's what I found. However, I am going to go metal detecting up there where all those chopped down trees are. I have a good feeling about that because I know people have been around here for years and years and years, so that's interesting. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I put out a new video every 3 days. And also check out the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket and also the classifier from Arbor Fabricating. There's links in the description with discount codes and everything like that. So that's all I got. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. These things are awesome. I picked them up in Scotland for prospecting out there, and man, they beat river shoes. If you don't know what my river shoes are, they're basically just an old pair of sneakers that I used to wear. Man, it's nice not having soaking wet feet at the end of the day. Not a sponsor yet.